So Lawton is mainly a city for military relocators and locals, right? Well, yes, for the most part, but there are other residents here now. So why is it that more and more people are relocating to Lawton, Oklahoma? Is it the low cost of living, the access to the outdoor beauty, the short commutes, maybe even the hiking mountains lifestyle? You know, some reasons could even be relocating and getting more bang for your buck with the real estate opportunities here. Well, don't worry. In this video, I'm breaking down everything you need to know about living in Lawton and the surrounding areas. I mean, I'm talking about the neighborhoods, the jobs, the schools, the shopping, the mountains, 3 other cities you should know, the city life, country life, and yes, even the cost of gas. So if you're thinking about relocating and you're thinking about living here in Oklahoma, especially if you're thinking about living here in Lawton, this is the video for you. All right, now the feel of Lawton really kind of offers like a unique blend of rural peace and urban convenience. I mean, it's the kind of place where you can locally grab roasted coffee downtown, drive 10 minutes, and be hiking in the Wichita trails in the Wichita Mountains. Because out here, what a lot of people don't know is that you get a low cost of living. So I'm talking like 20% below the national average. So what does that mean for you? If you're living out here in Lawton, that means you're going to have more purchasing power, definitely going to have less traffic, because there's no such thing as traffic out here in Lawton unless it's like a construction road or something. But you also get that small town feel without giving up what you need. Now, what most people don't know about living out here in Lawton is the proximity to 2 major cities. One of them is going to be Oklahoma City, and the other one is going to be Dallas. You know, Lawton is really just about 90 minutes north of Oklahoma City, and about 2.5 to 3 hours south of Dallas, you know. So that means you get easy access to the big city amenities without having to live in the big city traffic, the noise, and the high cost of living. I mean, Oklahoma City offers everything from NBA games with the Thunder, the Oklahoma City Zoo, Bricktown, so many food districts, concerts, major shopping. So it's a really growing business hub with a lot of networking opportunities for you. But Dallas brings even more to the table. You get all those things, right? Plus you get Universal Studios, Six Flags, high-end restaurants, international airports, shopping. So living in Lawton means you can enjoy the peace, the affordability, and the community vibe here, and still have access to 2 of the South's biggest metro areas. So it really is a win-win for people who love travel, love shopping, love entertainment, but don't want to sacrifice that small city feel and not having to live into the big cities. All right, now so let's talk about some of the shopping, the dining, and some of the entertainment out here. This is a military town, so you're gonna get a good mix of those national foods, international food chains, but also locally owned spots. I mean, you've got Target, Sam's Club, Academy, you've got small boutiques and dining, but you have a lot of international different foods out here too. You're gonna find small restaurants like Thai, Chinese, Korean, American, Tex-Mex, sushi, even street tacos. So with this being a military town, you have all these people from all these different parts of the world coming out here, not only starting their own businesses, but also opening restaurants for you guys to enjoy a high diverse culture of food here. So speaking of food, make sure that on Saturdays you come check out a place called the Farmers Market. Now this is right here, and this is right here in the heart of downtown Lawton, right next to the YMCA. And on Saturdays, a lot of food trucks and people who have games and activities and events come out here to this farmers market so you can experience different cultures of food, right? One of my favorite places to always come to is to the Jamaican food truck. I absolutely love that place. So on Saturdays, make sure you come check out that place. I really think you're gonna enjoy that farmers market. Now that you've got an idea about some of the food options out here, I wanna transition a little bit and talk about some of the entertainment out here, because there's really like 2 different options that you have out here, right? You really got some of the community events, some of the city events that's putting on. A lot of that is for the military and just for adults to have fun with their kids outside in the parks. And then you've also got the natural habitat from the wildlife refuge in the mountains. And I'll touch on a piece of that later, but when it comes to some of the entertainment out here, you're gonna find yourself hanging out at some of the parks and some of the casinos. I mean, you've got Apache Casino Hotel, you've got movie theaters, you've got an axe throwing place out here, but you also have live music and local bars at the venues. So even though this is a small city, you still have some entertainment. And if you're looking to do something, you can't forget the 2 major cities that you're in between as well. Since we're speaking entertainment, let's talk about some of the outdoor life that you have out here in the area. Now, you can't forget about Medicine Park and the Wichita Mountains. I mean, just minutes from Lawton, you've got one of the most beautiful areas in the state. The Wichita Mountains, the Wildlife Refuge, I mean, I'm talking over 60,000 acres of protected land. You're gonna see buffalo, longhorn, elk, prairie dogs, and some bass fishing in the region area because you've got Lake Latonka, Lake Elmer Thomas, and Lake Ellsworth, with so many more lakes too. But even with the hiking trails out here, you're gonna have camping spots and some great scenes. And then, like I said before, you've got Medicine Park. Now, this is a cobblestone area. A lot of people come out here during the holidays and during the summertime, and you're gonna see some cool things like art, music, food, even a tattoo spot, and there's some new developments coming out here. So a lot of people are coming out here just to stay into their Airbnbs, just for vacation, and just see some of the mountains out here with the waterfall. It's just a beautiful place that you don't wanna miss. So if you're gonna live out here, you gotta go check that place out. So if you're gonna be living out here as well, you're gonna be noticing development that is happening out here in Lawton too, right? One of those places is gonna be Elmer Thomas Park. In the new development, I mean, the city is really investing into the city growth out here with the new aquatic center at Elmer Thomas Park. It's supposed to be opening this summer in like July 2025, a new amphitheater and a state-of-the-art youth sports complex, all designed to give families and young people even more ways to connect, play, and enjoy life out here in Lawton. So if you've got kids, you're probably gonna wanna know something about the schools and colleges and the education out here, right? It's no secret that you've got Cameron University as the main college out here, but you also have a lot of trades and community colleges out here as well, just so your kids can further their education, or if you're a spouse and you really wanna actually learn a trade, you can go to some of the community colleges out here as well. Because if you're relocating with a family, this is gonna be a big part of your decision, right? Lawton has a variety of school options, whether you're looking for public schools, private education, or some of those nearby high-performance schools in the rural districts. So let's start with some of the Lawton public schools. You really have three main schools out here. You're gonna have Lawton High School. This is really located near the heart of the city, and it's one of the most historic schools. Then you've got MacArthur. This is really found on the east side of Lawton, really known for its academics and its strong athletics. And then you also have Eisenhower on the west side with a wide range of extracurricular activities, but a strong reputation in sports. So you know these public schools. You also have your elementary and your middle schools here. But if you're considering some of those private school options, Lawton's got some options for you too, right? You're gonna have Lawton Christian School. This is really like a pre-K through a 12th grade academy. Then you've got St. Mary's, that's downtown, which is really K through 8th grade, but then you've also got Trinity Christian. They normally specialize in having a small number of students in the class just outside of Lawton. And then there's gonna be two standout communities, which is gonna be Elgin and Cache. Both of these are only minutes away and really have become popular for families moving to the area. Elgin Public Schools consistently rated among some of the best in the region, and many families really choose to live here specifically for the school system. Then you've got Cache as well. This is really a strong academic school, which is west of Lawton, and it's really competitive in sports. But if you're looking for some of those private options out here, you've got Elgin Christian, that's really pre-K through 12. Then you've got Cache Christian, which is really focused on the academics as well. So whether you're planning to put your roots in Lawton or just minutes away, you're gonna have those opportunities to really give your family those values and needs that you're really looking for in the education space. So when it comes to actually moving out here, you gotta decide where you're gonna live, right? So now let's talk a little bit about the real estate. You know, whether you're buying your first home, upgrading, or just investing in Lawton, Lawton's real estate options has nearly everything you need and within your budget. You know, in this year, 2025, you can still find brand new homes out here starting in the 200,000s all the way up with spacious lots, low taxes, and neighborhoods. That's really gonna give you some quick access to the highways, the shopping, and the schools out here. Compared to some of the places like New York, California, Texas, or Colorado, you're really gonna find more land for your value out here. Now, with Lawton being the centerpiece, I wanna tell you about two other cities that you should definitely consider if you're thinking about moving out here. One of those is gonna be Cache. Now, Cache is really about 10 to 12 minutes west of Lawton, but you've also got Elgin, which is about 10 to 15 minutes north of Lawton. So you've got those two cities, and both of the cities are gonna offer suburban and urban life, right? So with both of these cities being growing towns, and both of them are known for top-rated schools, quiet family communities, and really easy commutes back and forth to Lawton, a lot of the families are really choosing to live here because they get the best of both worlds, right? You're gonna get that space that you're looking for, but you're gonna get really good schools, but you're gonna get that quick access to Fort Sill if you're going to be working here from the military. But Lawton being the center hub, you're really just minutes away from everything you need. And honestly, with I-44, that's gonna get you everywhere you go. Truth is, you're really just gonna be using I-44 if you're going to decide to live in Elgin, because with Cache just being right off the main road, you're really not gonna be using the highway if you choose to live out in Cache, unless you plan on going on the highway hanging out in Oklahoma City or Dallas. Now, with all the development coming on out here, you might be looking for a job as well, right? So let's talk a little bit about some of the jobs, the military, and just some of the economic opportunities for you out here. You might already know that Lawton is home to Fort Sill, and this is a major U.S. Army installation, and they're bringing everything from jobs. They're even a huge collaboration with a company named Vista, which is going to be about 5,000 jobs, but also that pride of the community. But a lot of the jobs out here are really helping push forward some of those developments that's coming out here in Lawton. Plus, the area has growing industries like healthcare, education, construction, and real estate. And Elgin is doing a lot of that development. I mean, just for an example, there's a brand out here, a brand new builder called D.R. Horton, who has brand new homes in the community. And it's over 2 communities right now. I'm pretty sure they're going to be expanding some of the development and putting more housing out here just because there's so many jobs out here coming. Some of these builders also want to get a piece of the action, but also deliver some of these new homes that a lot of you guys are really looking for. But if that isn't your thing, you still have some of these pre-sale homes out here that's going to be available as well. And a lot of the homes out here in Lawton are going to be $250,000 and under, unless you're wanting to do more with your budget. Obviously, with your new construction, you're going to have a little bit more. So just make sure that you're budgeting right to make sure you get the right house. And with the city just having a low cost of doing business, it's really great for some of the entrepreneurs and some of these small business owners that's out here as well. I mean, just take the farmer's market, for instance. Every weekend, you're going to see a lot of different businesses come out here, and you're going to see everything from the food industry, the clothing industry, even some shopping, and just some small businesses. Just a lot of different creative entrepreneurs really putting their businesses out on Front Street, on farmer's market, just to let the community know that they are here. What I also like is that the Chamber of Commerce really does a good job of supporting a lot of the businesses by letting people know through the mail and through the emails, and just letting people know in the news that the community has a new businesses out here so that you guys can really get that community engagement. But the Chamber of Commerce is just a good platform to help a lot of entrepreneurs thrive out here. So speaking of thriving, we got to talk about the cost of living, because I don't know where you're coming from, right? You might be coming from overseas. Maybe you're PCSing and just relocating out here to Fort Sill. You might even be coming from another state. But you need something to compare what the cost of living out here to Lawton is compared to where you might be coming from. So let's talk about that a little bit. Now, the cost of living in Lawton is about 20 to 25% lower than the national average. I mean, just take the gas prices, for instance. They're really hovering around $2.65 a gallon compared to the national average, which is about $3.75. So not only your groceries, your housing, your utilities, all these things are significantly more affordable than in other states like California, Texas, Colorado, even New York. So whether you're starting fresh, you're retiring, you're relocating, you're gonna feel the difference in your wallet and really help you have more bang for your buck. And you're not just hearing that from theory, guys. You're really hearing this from me. I'm telling you from real world experience. I lived in Texas for 15 years, right? So when I came out here, one of the first things that I noticed was how low my gas budget was compared to me living in Texas. I mean, just take my truck, for instance. You know, I have this Toyota Tundra. It's a really big car. It's a gas guzzler. So many days will go by when I would have to fill up maybe 1 or 2 times in Texas. But in Lawton, 1, 2 days, even a week would go by, and I'm not even having to really fill up the gas tanks. You know, so that's just one example. So, I mean, it does so much more in your pocket, because that's a lot more money that you could be saving. Instead of having to put it into your gas, you're really gonna be putting your money into things that you want, like maybe more house, more travel, more fun, and just doing the things that you actually really care about instead of just having to put money into your gas all the time. So if you're thinking about really living out here, remember, you've got these 3 main areas. Don't forget those. You've got Lawton, you've got Cache, and you've got Elgin. So listen, guys, if you guys are really thinking about relocating to Lawton and you think this might be the city for you or one of these other cities, make sure that you actually reach out to me. Below is my contact information. It's also going to be pinned at the top of the chat and at the bottom of the screen. But if you need just a little bit more information, then you might want to check out these videos right here.